I'm Marie Logue. I retired from Rutgers after 30 years in English department and also in student affairs. But one of my fondest memories is the time that I worked with the first year interest group program starting in the late 1990s and really up until almost until the time that I retired all those years later. How did FIGS begin? Well, it began really in a conversation I was having with my cousin because his daughter was a student at the University of Washington and she had this first year class that she loved. She said she was making a lot of new friends there. She was learning a lot about the University of Washington. She was learning about Seattle, which was not her home city. And I asked her about this, and she said, yeah, it's a FIG. And I said, a FIG? She said, yeah, a first year interest group. All students at the University of Washington take a FIG. And as I heard her talk about it, I thought, now this might address a lot of the concerns that I've had for years about things first-year students need to know. You know, at the time, I was particularly interested because my department was in charge of new student orientation. And it was really our responsibility, which we took seriously, to make students feel welcome at Rutgers, you know, and to help them know what kind of resources we have here at Rutgers to help them do everything, to be a successful student. And I had also been for many years an academic advisor. And during that time, I became aware of how many things students found out very belatedly. I was always talking to students who would say, I wish I knew that we had cognitive science. I didn't even know what that was. I would have taken these other classes. I would have changed my major slightly. Or I could have gotten tutoring help. I didn't realize that till I was already in trouble in a course. So I thought, maybe FIGS is a way to help new students learn to be more successful students earlier. A couple of my staff members and I called them up at Washington and we said, could we have a meeting over the phone and learn about how you did this and how it works? They said, of course. We made a date and we all sat in my office huddled around a landline phone on speaker. No Zoom, no FaceTime. We all just sat there and asked probably 100 questions. And we kept looking at each other and said, this would work, this would work. In the very first year of FIGS, the year 2000, we had only 5 sections. We thought, this is experimental, we'll see if it works. We had handpicked the very best students, 2 for health professions, 2 for law and leadership, and 1 for business. And I met with those 5 students and shared with them my ideas for what would be the core elements of this class. I think some of them may still be core elements today because they're fundamental to having students, the best chance for new students to be successful in the first year. Because at the time, never in Rutgers' 220-some year history had an undergraduate taught a course that would receive course credit. It's true that we did think long and hard about this, and I did try to sell this idea to faculty. And I'm happy to say that we did have faculty allies who, when they heard the names of the students we had selected to be peer instructors, said, oh, that's who's going to be teaching the health professions FIG? Oh, yes, he'll be fine. Oh, that's the student you selected for the business FIG? Oh, she's terrific. She'll be fine. So it was really the faculty acknowledgement of the skill and really the maturity of our very best students here at Rutgers that sold them on this idea. But in that first year, I can't say enough about the PIs that we handpicked because they helped build this program. I met with them and I mentored them. I visited their classroom once during the course of the semester, but they really did help shape exactly what would be in those core elements. I was giving them a framework, but we didn't yet have a resource book for them where they could pick and choose from among various campus resources to achieve the goals of the FIGS program. I was brainstorming with them, but they always had such creative ideas that I have to say the PIs helped build this program. I always knew that Rutgers students were talented and that the FIGS PIs were special, but it's been wonderful for me over the years to hear stories of PIs accomplishments and what they've been up to. One of them I know from that first year, group of 5, is on the faculty at Columbia Law School. I know that just relatively recently I was driving in my car, I'm listening to NPR Marketplace, and I'm listening to this program, and at the end they say, this Marketplace today produced by, and it was the name of a peer instructor who had been just a wonderful personality as well as just a gifted student. So that's fun, that is just, it just makes you feel good about what you do. I'm so proud of Rutgers, I'm so proud of the peer instructors, that we are an institution that really places that trust in our students. And I'm proud to have been associated with an organization, with the university that does that not only has outstanding students, we always knew that, but that the institution itself gives a lot of responsibility to its students because we know how good they are. I'm thrilled to be asked to come back to contribute to this celebration of FIGS because it remains my fondest memory of Rutgers, and I do think it was the finest contribution that I ever made to undergraduate education, truly.